no. I feel like I'm missing somebody. That's right.
No, we're not missing anybody.
Shared
Hey,
screen.
man, what's going on?
You just gotta yell Komoda so he can come in.
Hey, so everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. This is I Freaking Love Comics, the very first great nerd debate. I am joined here by, I gotta move the screens around, mess me up. We are joined here by Miracle Man. Miracle Man from Not Near Mint. He will be on Team DCEU. Is good, actually. Joined by his teammate, Danny. Is that Danny? Is that how you pronounce it? The Herald, right? the Herald of Darkness. Yeah,
Dark Side.
And then what we'll do? Dark Side. I can read. I read good. So let's do this. Let's put this right here. We'll do that. Boom. And then we also have Clay from, but I didn't even say where you're from, Danny. Danny from Next Issue Podcast. Go check them out. Clay on the other team. Same team on the podcast. But
Next Issue Podcast.
Enemies here.
We'll see after today.
Clay also from Next Issue Podcast with teammate Chris Runt from Fortress of Comics News Podcast on Team DCU. Kind of sucks.
That's some bullshit.
Kind of sucks.
Listen, I feel a little hurt that you used the DCEU background for this.
Well, it's a DCU debate, so
right.
It's just basically for us to take them down one by one.
I'm sorry you don't have your Disney background, Chris.
And some of the artists from the first Justice League movie, so I'm not super on board. But you know.
Fair.
And of course, I am Robo Strange, 1/3 of the IFLC channel, but I will be here as your very humble and quiet moderator during this No Holds Barred debate. So here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna do this straight up debate bro style. We're gonna start off with Team DCEU is good, and we're gonna have 2-minute intros. You guys have 2 minutes to give your intros each. I will give a timer. Please stop when I say stop. Miracle Man, then Danny, Herald of Dark Side. Then we'll go straight from Clay to Chris. Then we're gonna enter we'll call it 30 minutes, however long we need to, of an open forum where you guys just kind of go at it. Only thing I'll ask is be respectful and let's keep the name calling down to a minimum, or not. Fuck it. I don't care. Just don't talk over each other. Not because it's rude, but because then people who are watching this won't know what the fuck is going on. It'll just be a lot of noise.
Good luck with the closed captions, you two.
Yeah. And then after that, we will go to 2-minute closing arguments for any last minute knockout punches anybody might have. Is everybody ready?
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Miracle Man, opening statements, 2 minutes. Go.
All right. So DC, the extended movie universe, is good, actually. And I'll tell you why. Not only have we gotten a movie universe that gives us one particular director's vision that I may or may not love, but it's also given us some great characters that gave us a wide and varying different feel on the films. Everything from mostly kid-friendly family fare with the big red cheese, down to some out-and-out wild-ass war shots in Wonder Woman with the greatest theme song in the history of comic book superhero film.
Oh, God.
You also have 2 movies, not one, but 2 films that focus on the villains of the extended universe that give you much greater characterization than you'll find in perhaps some other movie universes. So not only do you get the opportunity to have these great and wildly variant different types of films, we didn't even talk about Aquaman, fucking dude swims in jeans. Don't nobody swim in fucking jeans. But you get to have you can even, if you happen to be the type that likes that one particular director that will remain nameless so nobody brigades, you even have that opportunity to watch as well. And while it's not my favorite, for those fans of that director, they're pretty great, actually. Yep. See, I could keep punching that air there, Chris.
No, there's some of the comments I really like right now.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So
Sloppy ass messes.
all right. I think that's pretty much my opening
I
statement.
believe that's a
All right.
term.
All right.
Good,
Miracle Man yields his time. Danny, you have 2 minutes.
Can you let me share the screen before we get my timer?
Let me
starting?
stop. Yeah, let me stop your time, Miriam.
There we go.
So today,
Hold on,
I
let me
didn't want
take
to
aim.
play. I didn't want to play with emotions in my opening statement. I wanted to bring facts. I am an accountant, so I put together this slide presentation with facts about why the DCU is most definitely not hot garbage.
Throwing that Joker on top like it matters.
Well, I had to because I got that from it's internet pictures. We added it on at the end. Here we go. So first of all, we got that updated cover. Dope. The opening. But here's the facts. Box office in millions. Here's all the movies that we've seen. Everything has made so much money. I don't know what happened with Shazam, but that still made pretty good money. Up until obviously we got the Dark Side variant in 2020. Shit goes weird after that. But before that, all these movies were making money. Now you say, yeah, they're making money, but it probably cost a lot of money to make. And you're right. That's why I also looked at the budget to box office ratio, because I believe all those movies to be successful, they have to at least double their budget. So here we have every movie.
Hold on. Make sure everyone notices Joker and take that out of your vision before you this really makes the scale look
even removing Joker. Every movie up until Birds of Prey, which was a 2020 movie when Brainiac just fucked shit up, has made at least twice their budget.
So I know this isn't allowed, but kudos on the Dark Side variant.
That
Continue.
right?
Continue.
Well played.
Now, you say, well, yeah, but what's about making money? What about the fans? Well, let's hear from the fans. These are the Rotten Tomato audience scores for every movie, and I would think that anything above 50% belongs in what we call the garbage with Nuclear Man right here from Superman 4. Not one movie in the DCU has a below audience of 50%.
All right.
So those are the facts.
That is.
We'll get into the details of this not being garbage, but these are just facts.
All
I would also like to use your slideshow when it's my turn to talk.
Denied.
Great transition, because Clay, you have 2 minutes. Go.
All right. Let me tell you about the double charging expensive universe. You're not getting 10 movies. You people have been served the same shit over and over again, and you keep buying it.
What do you mean by you people?
All right, let him finish. Let him finish.
That didn't take long.
Well, everyone is all celebrating the Suicide Squad movie because it's the second one we got, because the first one was so fucking bad. And we know that was not Air's fault, that was a studio problem. And the studio has messed with these movies over and over again and caused problems. So you get 2 Suicide Squad movies because you fucked up the first one. You get 2 Justice League movies because you fucked up the first one. And I'm going to go ahead and say you fucked up Batman versus Superman. And that's why we got an Ultimate Edition, because that one is better than the original. So out of 10 movies, 3 times you're served recycled stuff again. So you're getting hot dog versions of comic book movies in these. And so I don't know how you can go and appreciate them, especially when you watch the Joss Whedon Justice League and see how terrible that is. And that they put money behind it and put it out like it was going to be a great thing. And then even admitted how bad it was and gave Snyder $90 million to complete his vision. So you got to admit, if you love that Zack Snyder version, you know that Joss Whedon version is shit.
Yes.
And if you want to look at numbers, let's talk about it. just the Avengers franchise, and I'm talking just 4 Avengers movies, has done better than the DCEU. The X-Men movies have done better than the DCEU. The Spider-Man movies, even that terrible, amazing Spider-Man movie with Electro in it, that franchise has done better than the DCEU. And if you want to include Joker in the bunch, I could take on Joker too, because Joker's very derivative of other work and not very original. But for younger viewers, is that my time?
No, go ahead. Do something happen. I'll give you 15 more seconds. Let's go.
Rupert Pumpkin.
There it is.
Never seen those movies.
And that's why the young people need to hear the old people's voice.
There it is. Chris, did you stretch? Did you stretch and hydrate? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did I leave you anything? Are you ready?
Yeah,
Are
you didn't hit any of my points. That's good.
Good.
All right. Chris, 2 minutes starts now.
The DCEU, what is it? It's an extended universe, much like the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Where DCEU fails time and time again is to be a universe. From the beginning, there was no one there to oversee the entire arc of what was going on in the DC Universe. That is why we failed at movie 2. From there, we had moments that are pop culture history. And I don't care what a Rotten Tomatoes score says 10 years after the fact. Nobody liked it at the time. Martha is a joke. The Suicide Squad movie, not the newest one, the original one, is a joke. These movies over and over again continue to fail to live up to what is a cinematic universe. And on top of that, the DC came out thinking that they had the biggest balls of them all. And they failed another huge thing, and that is earned moments. The Justice League, where you bring back Superman to be this beacon of glory and this amazing hero, he's not that hero in the DC Extended Universe. He's that hero in the comics. So over and over again, the DCU fails to do what it needs to do to be an extended universe. I'm out.
It felt like he was looking right at you, Danny. And
Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
I think that argument's called, we just call it the Martha verse and shut up.
He's like, Danny, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I was about to go check my door. I thought Chris was out there.
Well, I gotta say, I am impressed by the opening statements. I came in here, I have an opinion, but I won't let that be known. I am an impartial nobody. But I will say, those were pretty awesome. The next phase of this will be open forum. You guys can talk as long as you want. I know, Chris, you said you had some stuff that you felt 2 minutes wasn't good enough for. This is the kind of place you could either do that at the end or here. If you want me to pull up anything like your shared screen, Danny, let me know. But I'm just going to look at the clock and set a timer. We'll say we won't go longer than 30 minutes, if that. But go ahead. Talk to me. Tell me why the DCU is good, actually, or hot garbage.
Well,
Yeah.
I have something that I would very much like to bring up right now that's going to just end the argument as to whether or not it's hot garbage. And, you know, I know Clay's been a comic fan for many, many, many years, much like myself. I'm not sure how long the rest of you have been collecting or have been in the comic book space. But, Robo, I gave you a link just a moment ago in the private chat there. And if you wouldn't mind queuing that up to 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
We're going to watch the entirety of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
All right, I'm out.
Yeah, let's talk about that ratio and how fun that is to watch.
That is fun. Isn't it cool to do something different?
Here's why the DC Extended Universe is not hot garbage. Because Clay and I have been there and seen hot garbage before. Isn't that right, Clay?
I own this on VHS.
Motherfucker, I own this on VHS.
You
We
ready?
should be best friends. Go ahead, play it.
We all need heroes in our lives. Sometimes we find them in the most unlikely places.
This was CBS's answer to Friends.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was just the Justice League of America live action television show from 1997. so universally reviled and panned by the company that paid to have it made that it was never aired on television. The only way you could ever get it for years and years and years was by bootlegging it at cons. That's exactly it. And it was always that booth in the back. They'd be playing videos of these weird ass movies you ain't never seen before in your life. They'd always have like the live action challenge of the Super Friends, the roast they did with like Milton Berle or what the fuck ever. And
those are awesome.
Awesome. You'd usually get it with the Star Wars holiday special. Those were the movies you could get. And is somebody playing porn? What the hell is that?
Yeah, I hear panting.
No,
I'm muted, so I beat off when I mute. So sorry.
Okay, good. So we had now, man, that fucked me all up. We had hot garbage when we were youths, and this universe, if you take that. If you watch that and see what we used to get, literally the Joss Whedon Justice League is God tier by comparison.
Raise your expectations. You've seen what a universe can be. You've seen what a great, and even if you want to go DC, Dark Knight, you've seen what a great superhero movie can be. Raise your expectations. I don't care what happened in the 90s. I don't care what happened in the 70s. I watched those Captain America movies in the 70s. They're fucking hot garbage too. Raise your expectations. I understand that this is better than that, but it's still not good enough.
Go ahead, Clay. Go ahead, Clay.
I just want to say, like, this is that stuff we had also transitioned into Batman the Animated Series, and that was where we started to set a level for storytelling.
Yep.
Because that show outdid all previous any version of comic book we had on TV. I think the closest thing we had at that point, you could say the Incredible Hulk and 90s Flash.
90s Flash was pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, Paul DeMeo, awesome. But other than that, I mean, really, what I want to argue now is what the DCEU has ruined, and that is the villains. DC villains fucking rock. I mean, the Joker is badass. Lex Luthor is awesome. I mean, you get all these awesome villains, and then you fuck them up like Cheetah. Like, you don't even show her for 10 seconds on the screen. Your CGI is so bad you can't remove a mustache or make Cheetah look awesome, or not like you're having a giant CGI fight all the time. That's the other thing that pisses me off. Like, I start to get mad about this because of how much money they put into it when they can make scenes like No Man's Land in Wonder Woman look fucking incredible, but then had that piece of shit fight scene at the end with Ares. I mean, that was terrible. I mean, that just was like her running around a green screen fighting. Yeah. I mean, they ruined the Joker in this universe. They've ruined Lex Luthor in this universe. They have ruined Cheetah in this universe. And DC's villains are the best commodity they got.
I think my other issue with the DC movies as a whole is they don't understand how to layer their stories. Now, everybody gets mad at me when I say there's too many stories inside of one of the movies, because they'll say, well, in Civil War, there was this story and this story. That's not what I mean. What I mean is they don't know how to do an A story, a B story, a C story.
True.
You don't do Batman v Superman and try to do The Dark Knight Returns and then turn it into Death of Superman. And in between, do whatever the fuck that was, and yell.
And it was also the Trinity meeting, so you had the Trinity storyline.
The layering of the stories didn't work well, and I think that it does come down to Warner Brothers as a whole. They saw, and I know this isn't a comparison, but some of my points do need this comparison. They saw what the Avengers did, and they made all that money, and they said, "Well, we got the Justice League, let's do that." So instead of, like I said in my opening statement, earning moments and doing a bunch of movies and trying to make good movies that can then cross over, they went and did, well, we'll introduce the two heroes we know how to do and still screw it up. And then we'll introduce everyone else in Justice League. And they completely missed not only what made Avengers special, but what it is to be a universe and to create an ensemble movie without having to go and be like, oh, by the way, this is who Aquaman is. And, oh, yeah, we're going to do the Cyborg intro in this as well. And, no, those should have been done in their own movies first. And the Justice League movie should have been much later on. There should have been somebody at the top to say, this is our arcing story. and this is where we need to hit these milestones.
I always thought that was Jeff Johns.
It's been 3 or 4 different people.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm gonna take what you just said, and I completely agree that there was no cohesion at the beginning, and that these people should have had their own movies. But I think that they begin to fix some of those mistakes in movies like Aquaman, where we get a full Aquaman arc introduction. Aquaman is like he's the coolest Aquaman I've ever seen. Real like I can't like even better than the Justice League animated one, which was amazing. Like Jason Momoa, his Aquaman movie, I can't wait for the next one. I wanted all the spin-offs that were gonna come out of that movie that have been canceled since. Like Aquaman, Shazam's super rad. Like they've learned from those mistakes that we shouldn't start at the beginning. Like we shouldn't start in the middle. We need to introduce, like, people still will like introducing movies.
But
so let's do Shazam.
They still need to adjust the tone for some of these, because like Shazam was a little dark for what I felt was a kid's movie.
It did get pretty dark in that one.
The seven sins were way too dark. Also, the Aquaman movie has the same problem. It told three comic stories when it just needed to tell one, and that's what really pissed me. I love Aquaman the character, and to be fair, this was a mix of 2 of my favorite runs of Aquaman, which was Peter David and Jeff Johns, and they still fucked it up. They still found a way to make me not want to come back for number 2. My biggest problem here is it's not even that it's like some of these movies, most of these movies, and I'll go over my tier later, but most of these movies aren't like the worst thing that's ever happened, blah, blah, blah. But what they do...
Well, isn't that our debate? That they're hot garbage? I mean, hot garbage is a low bar.
Yeah, I think the universe is hot garbage. If we're picking individual movies, I don't think they're terrible. But what happens here is that some of them are forgettable. And that, in my opinion, is worse. I think it's better for you to have someone have a reaction that says this is either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever than to just be forgettable, which is what so many of these movies are.
That first Suicide Squad is pretty much the worst of the bunch.
And then why are we still talking about it in 2021?
Because there's DC fans have it stuck in their head that if we get the Ayer cut, it's going to fix everything when they can't just come back and say, hey, the movie sucked and let's move on. We got a good Suicide Squad movie. Let's
roll
just
it
move
back
on.
there, champ. Roll it back there, champ. That's not DC fans.
That's
That's a very specific fan. That as a fan of DC, I've never actually seen any of those fans in DC spaces. I've only seen them in this DCEU space, and they're typically wrapped around one very specific director.
I agree. I've never been at a con with somebody yelling to release something.
Well, right.
Well, we're talking about Twitter world.
Well, right. No. If we're talking about the cinematic universe, let's not discount every fan, but let's not assign that to be DC fans. Is my only point. Since that movie, since Suicide Squad has come out, all right. Which, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I loved the first part of the story they were telling with Suicide Squad. The first half of the movie, that story that they were telling, I really dug. What they did with that second half of the movie, I'm really confused by. I mean, obviously they needed to end it, but they didn't seem to know what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I'll say that right now, right off the bat. That movie, the first half of it, I'll tell you, I don't know if I've seen a better first reveal of a character that has done more for comics in general than the first reveal of Harley. Harley Quinn was a fantastic first reveal. You got the feel of Harley. Millions of fans the world over in that movie instantly got the feel of Harley. So they knew who she was, and really that's who she's always been. Maybe outside of that first couple of years, but certainly during the Connor and Palmiotti days, right? They really got the character down, and Margot Robbie's appearance in that, and just maybe the first 5 minutes of film, literally created tens of millions of new fans of Harley Quinn. All right.
There's a reason you saw like, I don't know, 20,000 Harleys on Halloween that year.
Right. So now, does that make it not hot garbage? No, but the movie has its problems, but there's great pieces of it, and that first half is a pretty solid flick. The second half is where they kind of drop the ball, in my opinion.
That movie fails me right in the intro.
Okay, what do you dislike about that? Was it the
So
awesomeness?
right
He
in the
intro
intro.
song.
No, seriously, right in the intro, they show a bunch of short films of all different characters introduced,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they leave out one particular character. So right there, I'm out on the movie because I said, okay, so Slipknot's dead. So there's no suspense on this character. You didn't even pretend like he's a character.
It was a big
Slipknot.
reveal.
That was not a reveal.
Who's
The
coming out
reveal-
of that van? Slipknot. Oh shit, it's Slipknot.
It would have been a reveal if they had a little short for him, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And it just right there, you lost me on that movie. And then, I mean, do we
So
want
you're
to talk
saying-
about Leto Joker?
So
Yes, please,
I'll
can
talk
we?
about Jared Leto. I'll talk. And listen, I'm going to give you some meat, okay, Chris? Jared Leto was a decent Joker.
You're fucking. Oh,
You could remove him from that every DCEU film, and it wouldn't matter to the
Absolutely.
stories.
he is
Absolutely. No
hands down the
disagreement.
worst Joker ever.
No disagreement. Okay, I will give you that. I will 100% give you that. We're including Mark Hamill in that, right? We are including Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill
Yeah.
is like 2. Okay.
He's the pinnacle. He's the best Joker.
I don't know, but I'll argue that he's either
That's
one or-
another debate.
That's
Yeah.
another debate. Mark Hamill's
Robo,
usually
write
the
it
best
down.
everything, whatever he is.
That'd be a
Best
good
trickster.
debate. Shit.
Anyway, but Jared Leto, yes, worst Joker there ever was. My argument is we've never gotten a bad Joker.
Yeah,
every
it's Jared
single-
Leto.
We didn't. Every single iteration of Joker that we've gotten on film captures a different period of Joker. We got nasty drug kingpin Joker. All right, we got that character before. Leto captured that specific character. Nicholson got Mob Boss. Romero got the Clown Prince of Crime. I don't know what the fuck what's his name was doing in the Dark Knight movies, but his obviously is a fantastic fucking Joker. But he made a whole a Joker that I think was more psychopathic than anything we had seen before. Maybe kind of Killing Joke Joker, maybe a little bit.
I think this argument of because it was in the comics it was good, I don't like, because listen, I'm a huge Captain America fan. Everybody on this channel knows it. Everybody in this panel knows it. There's a reason the MCU never did Nomad, because it's not good.
It's not.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I don't think any of the
So Leto
performances are
Joker
bad.
may be based on a comic, but it doesn't mean it's good. It's not good.
How's it
And
bad?
It's been reviled everywhere. He's not Joker.
Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of like this guy, with his tattoos and his attitude. But I don't know. I just don't. He was just shit. I just didn't feel like he added anything good to Suicide Squad at all.
The thing
Oh,
about the
he
Joker
didn't.
that's
He
always
didn't. No.
there is that he it's in the name Joker. Like, there has to be a joke behind everything he's doing. What Jared Leto was trying to do was be in the next Godfather movie, and that's not the Joker. He's missing a key part that was really
He was
bad.
auditioning for the House of Versace.
Exactly.
That he's now. Do you think now? Now
Danny, what do you think?
we know from the trailers, the original trailers, that like Joker had other scenes that we never saw, and I think that's a big like they should have just completely removed him from the movie if they were gonna cut so much.
Alan
disagree.
Tudyk's
he
Joker
should've
on the
been.
Harley Quinn show is probably one of the top 5 Jokers too.
Well, DC makes great TV. I will not fight anyone that DC's TV is like the best out of everything. Yeah, but
Agreed.
we keep focusing on the early movies, but I don't know. Like I feel like they're learning their lessons the hard way, and they're making improvements. I think also everyone that's been cast has been great. Like every actor in the like Wonder Woman is like perfect Wonder Woman. Harley. Like even now later characters like Shazam, who thought Zachary Levi would be a great Shazam?
Yeah, he was great. He was good.
Like they just
He's really
really they have a lot of really good stuff in these movies. And you're right, the whole universe as a whole, you're measuring it up to the Marvel universe, which I believe it's unfair because it's not the same thing. I think DC characters are harder to adapt into movies because they're different from the Marvel characters.
Yeah,
They're-
but
Clay,
they've
Clay,
had a
pop
lot
one up
longer
for you
time.
real quick.
Okay.
Let me pop one up for you real quick. You said they learned their lesson as they went along. Wonder Woman 84. Clay?
There you go. Cheetah just totally fucked up. And then they had that weird deal where they had Chris Pine come back and possess a dude's body. and have sex with Wonder Woman.
I'm going to give you guys Wonder Woman
Jeff
84.
Jones was
I'm
one
gonna
of the
give you that
lessons
one.
they had to learn the hard way, and they.
Yeah. I'm just gonna give you that one. But on the flip side of that, are we going to gloss over the quality film that Birds of Prey was? Flat out, that was a quality movie.
We shouldn't. It's great.
I will say it was good, but what we got was dollar store Joker. They wanted Joker, and they used Black Mask in that role. Ewan McGregor fantastic and home run as Black Mask, but I felt like he was a step in.
No way. I completely disagree with that.
Danny, I disagree too. I think the problem with that movie is that it's Birds of Prey, because they did Huntress dirty and pretty much every other character in that movie dirty. It was a really good Harley Quinn movie, and if they cut the supporting cast out and kept, because Black Mask was awesome. I'm sorry, I know I'm flipping sides here. Black Mask was awesome.
He is. I will say he's awesome, but he is a substitute for Joker in that film.
But that movie, once again, that falls under the realm of it's almost there, but you tried to do too much. You should have just done a Harley movie, and it should have been Harley and Black Mask, and that should have been it. You shouldn't have done those other characters because A, you didn't take the time to cast them correctly. Talk about bad casting. And B, like, they're just not good in the roles. And those are characters I enjoy.
Okay, well, let's run that back.
Yeah, but I was going to say, today they just announced
Black Canary is going to have her own movie. And
that's a disgrace.
I will not accept any Mary Elizabeth Winstead disrespect.
I will say this, that has a chance to be one of the best movies, because Misha Green is coming over to do that from Lovecraft Country, where she worked a whole season with Journey. Yeah. So those two working together on this, I have high hopes, very high hopes.
Me too. And I also want a Huntress movie, because I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead was amazing.
We're getting it. It's called
hated
Kate.
her. I hated her. She was awful in that role.
I love
Huntress too. I love Huntress, but
I loved awkward superhero. That's what I thought of her, was like this lone person who didn't know how to interact with everyone, joining a team.
Listen, I'm gonna say right now, Glynis makes an excellent point. A group of cis men discussing Bob. Glynis, I'm gonna give you that one and agree with you entirely. But I'm gonna say right off the bat,
you're right. Let's talk about Wonder Woman.
Literally, all of you are wrong. Birds of Prey is quite possibly one of the best superhero movies, comic book movies ever made. Possibly only ever being beaten by both Watchmen and Mystery Men. Okay, might be the only films that beat them. Superman 78.
I like you a lot.
Superman 78. Superman 78 still in the top 5. Might eke out Bob, but not by much. Not by much.
Superman 78 is number 1.
I you know what, man? I grew up on Superman 78. I love it. I love it to death. He has a silk screen Superman S, and he flies backwards to spin the Earth backwards. He flies around the Earth to spin it backwards. To spin back time. That is a shitty movie. I love it. I love it. It's a shitty movie. It's a shitty movie. You can admit it.
Please tell me you own the Donner cut at least.
I own every cut. I think I have it on Laserdisc. Like, I don't even. Like, I love it. I love it. I also love Star Wars: A New Hope, an objectively shitty movie. Okay, I love it. I love it with all of my heart.
There's a few people in the chat googling Laserdisc.
I thought that was the coolest shit. That was the future. I had a rich friend that had that giant thing, and I'm like, man, I wish I was like you.
You guys call yourselves collectors. You aren't a collector until you're hunting down a Japanese Laserdisc of Escape from Planet of the Apes to complete your set.
Fucking A.
Here's a real question. Do you seriously have a Laserdisc player? Do you have a working Laserdisc player?
Oh, no.
I do not have a working Laserdisc player, but I have a library of Laserdisc.
Okay, all right. Hey, so I got 2 questions, and it's really kind of designed for each side. So for the pro DCEU, for the ones that are like, no, it's good stuff, this is not hot garbage, what do you say? And I'm going to give like a background. We're not talking about Marvel movies here, but there'll be some like context for background here. What do you say for all the negative criticism of DCEU? Is it literally just a bunch of Marvel people being super loud, or because the Marvel movies have had a lot of bad movies. That's not an argument, right? But they don't get the negativity the DCEU does. Why do you think that is?
Because Marvel earned what they got. They made
I wouldn't
bad
argue that.
movies
That's right.
along the way, but they did everything the right way and earned. So even when they do something bad, and even then, like, I mean, yeah, Iron Man 2 is pretty bad, but so even when a bad movie comes out, which recently isn't often, usually the
Dark
criticism
World.
is it's just like
Bad.
yeah. Recently,
Yeah.
recently there haven't been a lot of bad ones. The criticism is they're cookie cutter, which that's a different conversation for a different day. But the thing is you can get past it because then you get WandaVision, and then you get, you know.
Oh, if we're
Endgame,
gonna get into
and you
TV
get-
shows,
Yeah.
Well, no.
like,
I'm just.
like,
This
you
is just.
know,
That is,
I think-
the thing is the TV shows for DC, and that's my
Our
criticism too,
MCU.
are not extended universe.
Yeah.
Where the TV shows
They
for
are.
Marvel
Well,
are
if
extended
somebody
universe.
watched Crisis, everything is connected.
it's
You're
all
right.
they're all part
You're
of the
right.
same
If you watch
universe.
the CW Crisis,
Patrol.
everything is
But
connected already.
that's a DC issue I have, where that's a cop out of like, well, they're all in the same multiverse, like. Fucker, like we had Endgame. Like Endgame put everybody in the same goddamn Earth. Like,
Yeah, but then Kevin Feige said, "Fuck your Netflix shows; they're not in my universe."
It's true.
Now-
It's true.
yeah, he's
Now,
done
now that question,
Now-
real quick.
Yeah.
That question is really for the pro DC.
But
the pro
I do
DC
have an
ones.
answer for
why,
that, Robo.
Why do you think they get so much negativity?
I think it's also because like DC movies took so long to come out in between one another that we just had time to talk about them so much. Whereas Marvel got into a rhythm where like they started with 2 movies a year, then moved on to 3. I think one year we even got 4. Like they just got into this cadence. Like, you don't like this one, just wait till the next one. It's only a couple of months. Whereas DC, they kept pushing movies back because of reshoots and interference from the studio and all that, whatever. And then you have this like the catalytic energy that is Zack Snyder starting this whole thing. So it already started with like a lot of eyes on it. So yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that, and I don't want to say that a lot of the people that watch Marvel movies, because they are so much more mainstream, they don't live in comics. Like they don't live talking about this shit 24/7, right? They watch the movie and then they move on. They're like, yeah, that was cool. I'll tweet about it once and then I'll wait for the next one.
We don't talk about the Fantastic Four here.
Now listen, I'm going to say right off the bat, I actually agree a lot with what Chris says in regards to why the DC universe gets a lot of hate. They haven't earned it. They tried to do 8 movies in 3 movies. I mean, that's just a fact of the matter. They tried to do 8 movies in 3 fucking movies, and that didn't make any sense. Now, did you need 8? No, you didn't necessarily need 8, but they were looking at Marvel's cinematic universe and going, shit, man, we are really far behind, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do we achieve that in a lot less time? And, they went with a specific artistic look. Now, listen, I'm actually a fan. I'm going to say his name. I'm sorry, everybody. Rest in peace, your mentions. But Zack Snyder, I like his movies.
I've said it multiple times, I think.
I like his movies. Okay. One of the reasons I love Watchmen is it's such a shot-for-shot remake. I love this. I love the original Watchmen story. It's a shot-for-shot remake. Unfortunately, he gets a little gorier in a couple of spots, as we all know. I love his remake of Dawn of the Dead. I'm not that much of a film, like person who deconstructs films, particularly when that movie came out. So I didn't catch the anti-Semitism, not anti-Semitism, but the anti-Islam sentiments in it until much later. But I like his movies in general.
I think Lego makes a great point in the chat.
Well, go ahead.
Because yeah, like Snyder was supposed to be the guy, but if everybody doesn't like that guy from the beginning,
Right.
well, you're already starting like,
Right.
And his movies are an acquired taste. They're for sure like they're not for everyone because we know they're not for everyone because half the world doesn't like them.
Well, he created this film universe, and in my opinion, and nothing against him, I think I said this before the show. Give him that much money to make movies that have nothing to do with DC IPs, and I will watch the shit
Netflix
out
did,
of them.
right? Netflix
Right,
did
right.
give him all
The
that money
zombies
to
and the this and the
do his
that.
own
So
shit.
let me ask you this, pro DC.
Well, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish this one thought.
Okay.
I know I'm rambling. That's my problem. Now Chris fucked me up. Way to go, Chris.
It worked.
Give him all that money.
Sneaky.
But he had no business. He has no business making those movies because his movies have a tone of finality and fatalism in them that I don't think works with a being that has godlike abilities.
Yeah.
How do you
That's
live in a
very
world where you have somebody? If you let's say Superman's real. In the real world, Superman's the most terrifying motherfucker on the planet because he can see you, hear you, and fry you from space if he feels like it. You
And
need
people
to be
still
able to,
die though. Sorry.
right, but you need to be able to trust Superman because he is so good he couldn't possibly exist as a real person. Okay,
So-
that's the only way Superman works as a character. So when you have somebody who has that level of fatality,
But that's what he's about.
Fatalism,
He's about
right.
hope.
Right.
So let me give
Thank
you two questions now because they actually brought up another one for me. One, I do think that you right from the bat, although I don't hate that movie, you failed on two things. And now you failed. You split the audience on two things. One is Superman's supposed to be a gleam, like a beacon of hope. He's supposed to be this bright and positive figure. So to do it with no lights in the entire studio was kind of a decision. And I'm not even a Zack Snyder hater either. But
all right, that's funny. Sorry,
I think I think number two is, do you think that another part of that is we end the first movie in your new universe by Superman killing Zod?
Worst decision ever. 100% agreed.
So I think he took chances when he didn't need to, and he took chances that then affected the rest of the DCU. Whereas like Iron Man was a pretty safe movie. You know, like I like that movie, but it's a pretty safe movie.
Super
it's a pretty
safe.
pretty step-by-step superhero movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're absolutely right. He wanted to take cinematic chances on a property that he was counting on carrying over from the older properties. That sense of goodwill, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know. And,
Yeah, I mean,
that's why they put Nolan's name in the executive producer, was to get that goodwill.
right.
Well, he has a story by
if we
credit
had
too,
Zack
so-
Snyder's version of The Boys.
Right.
That works 10 times better than a Justice League movie.
Right. I would
That
watch
might be
the shit
too
out
far. I don't know if I can watch that.
I know that shit might be too intense.
of it.
They
Zack
might
Snyder
just do the comic book page or movie page for page from the comic, which was fucking wild.
That's
So-
fucking wild.
I like that people are becoming friends in the chat.
I will for the pro guys though. Let me present this to you. You've had 10 movies. Who is your Legion of Doom from the villains you have? What's the best of the best that you got out of 10 DC movies to put a Legion of Doom together?
Best of the best. So you got Luthor, Deathstroke.
Lex Luthor.
Listen, people about to bash Jesse Eisenberg. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna take another stand here. We've never gotten a bad Lex Luthor. We've never gotten a bad Lex.
I can get on board with that, Miracle Man. I can get on board with that.
Listen, and here's the thing. I
liked his Lex Luthor when Jim Carrey was playing him as the Riddler.
He's ADHD Mark Zuckerberg Lex Luthor. He's
but if I wanted to see Mark Zuckerberg, I would have watched the same guy in The Social Network.
in the Mark Zuckerberg movie.
You know what? You kid, but I think that's what got him the role.
I agree.
Well, then he should have played him as Mark
100%.
fucking Zuckerberg, because that guy's a
I
dick.
think they wanted to update it to like, what would a millionaire look like in the now?
Today,
And you know what?
modern.
They're not very far off.
Well,
They
to be fair, we do have Jeff Bezos, and
Yeah.
I can literally show you pictures of one for one with fucking Lex Luthor.
I would have watched the Jeff Bezos starring Lex Luthor movie. I would have watched that fucking movie. If we can make it happen, Chris, I'm with you, brother.
So, Robo, you want to get into my tiers? You want?
I still didn't hear a Legion
Before
of Doom
that,
from these guys.
Oh,
I'm
I'm sorry.
I want to hear how you map out this
So
awesome
who are
team
they?
from
It's-
10
I
films.
think we have Black Manta. I think he was really good.
I'll give you
it's-
that one. He was a solid
good.
villain.
Captain Boomerang, because I love Captain Boomerang.
He
He's
dead.
dead. Fuck him.
Not
We know
coming out,
we know they
bitches.
can
Don't
come
worry
back
about that.
now. I would love them to bring him back in every movie.
I will
So
say
what
it's
is
hard to put a Legion of Doom together without Green Lantern and the Flash being there,
You
like
had two
having their
Justice
own
League movies. Come on.
having their own villains. other than Captain Boomerang, I don't know that the Flash had any of his actual villains in the movies.
I don't think so.
No.
But yeah, they focused a lot on like
you can't make a Legion of Doom with the movies they've had.
You can, but you can definitely have Darkseid come over. Like
who
that was
your,
fucking rad.
Who is your equivalent team in well, I don't want to say against the MCU, but who's the equivalent team in the MCU out of the film franchise?
Who would Masters of Evil? Who
would make a Masters of Evil in the MCU?
Yeah, they keep killing the good villains.
My argument is all superhero films waste their villains repeatedly. So
they need to remember that in comics you can't just kill the villains because you need them for the next writer to have available.
Right.
Plus, you want to have Nemo dancing some more.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're getting a Secret Six from the Spider-Man movies, and really they've introduced like 2 villains. They're just gonna throw a whole bunch more in there in order to make up your Sinister Six. Sorry, your Sinister
I do want Justin Hammer in the DCEU though, played by Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, that would.
I think he'd be a great villain.
Yeah, I think that. But so I mean, you're right. But I'm sorry, Robo. I think you're muted. And
I am. You. I am. Yeah, I was like, so real quick. So I had a question for the other side. Here's a question for the pro. No, the anti-DC.
Con.
Yeah.
For the villains, we call them this.
The other side. What are some things that you think could be fixable? What I was gonna say was talk about like why can we get through the bad Marvel movies and not the DCEU movies? But you guys kind of already answered that. If you guys can go, we're not talking about the future here. Of what we have, Clay's already talked about it. 10 movies is what comes out as what we've seen. What would you have done differently? How could we have made this better? And why do you think the movies, and Chris, you already answered. Clay, I don't know if you did. They're getting such bad publicity.
I think what? Oh, go ahead, Clay.
I think if you start at if you wanted, the thing that gets me is before Marvel, X-Men had already started a cinematic universe, and DC waited until Marvel did it instead of looking at what the X-Men were doing. It just blows my mind that they're so late to the show on everything. But if you're going to start with a team, start with Martian Manhunter as your POV. Take someone who doesn't understand Earth and comes to Earth to put them together to help to fight against Darkseid, and have his POV explain who everyone is from an alien's perspective. And then you can break out into those other movies. I just think you had half of them coming, like they had a plan, but the plan easily collapsed when things couldn't happen. So it just didn't seem like it was anything more than just stuff on paper.
I would, after Flashpoint, I would use Flashpoint as a catalyst to kind of reboot.
Oh, yeah.
And take things that worked and keep them, and then take other things and move away. First and foremost, making a Batman Beyond movie. You do that, and I join Danny's side, and I'll defend every movie.
You can just make that now. Fuck it.
But I think what you do is you do that, and then you use Flash as your intro into this new universe, and then you make the Aquaman movie, and then you make whatever your team's gonna be. You do those movies, and maybe you let them get 2 movies in, and then you say, "Oh shit, here comes Darkseid," or "Oh shit, Amazo's here," or whoever you want.
Talk about a much better villain the first time.
Yeah, get Chris a job at DC. Hold on.
I would keep James Gunn, Kathy Yan, James Wan around and use those as your pillars to build upon, because they're already involved. James Wan just seems to enjoy the shit out of comics and making comics fun and making Aquaman fun. That's the weirdest thing, because that's just
we
a
just
character
need less Pitbull in his movies.
Hey, real quick, Stunny Williams, thank you for joining us. I just want to address you because you are the celebrity in the chat. Go check out Villainous and buy his books. Thank you for joining us, and tell your kids to cover their mouth when they cough. Bye.
Stunny, good people. Also, you need to find somebody who I'm going to use an NFL comparison. When you're starting and when you're trying to rebuild your NFL team, you don't come in and say, let's bring this guy in for 1 year, and then we'll bring someone in next year. No, that's how bad franchises work. So what you do is you bring in a guy. Let's say it's James Gunn, just for a name. And you put him in and say, you're in charge of the DCEU. And you give him 10 movies, no matter what. I don't care if he makes the worst garbage we've ever seen. You give him 10 movies to build out a universe. Mm-hmm. And I think not only would James Gunn not make hot garbage, but then you at least have a chance to have a platform to move forward with, and you can decide whether you're gonna move forward with it or not. NFL talk.
I think,
but you need a head coach. You need a guy in charge. You need a Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
To really put everything in
You
order.
do, and they had one, but he was Jeff Johns and Zack Snyder, and we see that didn't work.
And that's another thing. Don't bring somebody from comics. Now we can have a conversation about Jeff Johns, but Jeff Johns.
To be fair, Jeff Johns came from movies into comics back to movies. So he came from. Have been
he
a good
worked
choice.
He worked with Donner.
Yeah, he worked with Donner,
but that was it. And then he went to comics.
Yeah,
but he should have been a good choice because he knew the cadence of both industries.
Jeff Loeb should have been really good with Marvel TV. Guess what? Marvel TV was not good under Jeff Loeb.
Super racist.
Yeah, he is.
He's like, let's have all these fight movies and keep out all the Asians. Like,
Danny,
how the fuck you do that?
Danny, go ahead.
We refer to it as Tim Sale's The Long Halloween on our show now.
The biggest problem that DC has is that Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman are so successful on their own. They feel like they can always go back, it's like their crutch, right? They can always go back to those characters, and they're doing it again right now. We're getting another Well, I'll never complain about another Batman movie, but we're getting another Batman movie in next year. In 2008, when everything was starting, like the Dark Knight was just, nobody thought that Iron Man was gonna even do anything against the Dark Knight. Like they weren't even pitting them against each other because that wasn't a conversation to have, right? Like because Batman was, Batman, where Iron Man was. I mean, he was a sea level.
He was going to be a very unknown quantity because he was not.
His book was constantly on the verge of being canceled because he was not a hero. Cared about.
Yeah. So I think that's the main problem with DC is that their main pulls are so iconic that they use them as a crutch every time. They're not making the money they think they should be making. And obviously this is a bigger conversation about making art versus making money. Because this is all movies is, right? It's an industry that's out there to make money, but and I feel like people that love these properties are the ones that kind of suffer for the decisions that these corporations are making. But yeah, I'm also very excited about the Robert Pattinson movie Batman. So, and I'll say this: like, give me 3 Batman movies a year. I don't give a fuck. I'll watch them all.
So, Robo, let me get my.
I would too.
Because we're gonna have to wrap this up in the near future.
All right, you guys want to do move to closing?
Well, let me do my tier list real quick. So
tier and the closing is separate. Go ahead, knock it out.
So everybody. Tell me what you think, because this is my tier, and I start with S tier. Anyone doesn't know that's above A tier. I've heard some people not understand what S tier is.
Do you want to share your screen on the thing you're looking at, or no?
No, it's just a Word document. So.
Okay.
So S tier to me is a great movie. It may have flaws. Everything has flaws, but it's a great movie. It's like a 9 out of 10 or 9 to 10 out of 10. I put one movie in that list, and that's The Suicide Squad. A tier.
I'm assuming.
Yes, that's why I emphasized the.
He said,
yeah.
So A tier is a really good movie, but has a flaw. Usually a flaw that really takes me out of it in some way. It could be whatever. And I put 2 movies in that, and that's the original Wonder Woman and Shazam. Okay. B tier, good. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna rave about it. And is somewhat forgettable. And that was Birds of Prey and Man of Steel. My C tier, which is literally just forgettable, I never want to see him again because whatever, is Aquaman, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman 84, and Justice League. My D tier, that is solely held by Suicide Squad, David Ayer's Suicide Squad, is a movie
we'll call it WB Suicide Squad.
Yes, it is best described with this clip. Go ahead, Robo.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That is my feeling of Suicide Squad.
I thought you were gonna ask me to play that at the end of your closing statement as like a mic drop.
I was gonna say I watched that clip and I took that as like Chris was like, see how dumb I am for my rankings. I don't want to go after Chris. I want to be able to go after Chris in closing arguments.
Okay,
but I will
all
say
right.
this, and
Yeah,
I
let
think
the villains go first this time.
right? Because let's end on a positive note, not these negative Nancys over here on that side of the screen. Okay, but I will say I don't necessarily disagree with his rankings, except that Bop should be in top tier. Again, Bop was just a fantastic freaking movie. I get the issues that people have had with it. I think that they're overly stressed. It was fun. It introduced characters. I gave a shit about what was going to happen to Harley Quinn, and I'll tell you what, that's no mean feat all by itself. Okay.
X that character out right there.
Listen, you know what? If you wanted to give me ADD, addicted to what are those pills those ADD kids take? Adderall, addicted to Adderall, Lex Luthor, I'd watch the shit out of that movie, man. I'll tell you what.
Imagine a kid that got that Lex Luthor action figure for Christmas. What a sad day.
Mom, we're at a Jolly Ranchers.
Nothing is gonna top the green and purple suit Lex Luthor from the Super Friends collection, man. Nothing's gonna top it.
The Jolly Rancher scene was top tier.
Top tier scene. Anyway,
you want who's closing arguments?
Who's closing?
Is that all you want to say about the tier rankings?
Yes, that's all. That was all about the
Yeah,
tier.
if you want my tiers, you can go to my Letterboxd. You're gonna hate him if you hate Zack Snyder. You're gonna love him if you love Zack Snyder. That's all I'll say about that.
I agree with Bates.
Yeah, so I will announce. I do have some questions from G. If anybody else has any questions that they want, they could just put it in the chat. Tell me who the question is for, and I will ask the individual. We got 2 from G for the whole panel. We'll do that at the very end. We are now entering closing comments. Again, they will be 2 minutes each. We'll start with the other side this time. Clay, closing comments, knock them out.
I will say I do love DC movies. I do. And I think the reason that I'm very hard on these is because I grew up with such fantastic ones like Superman 78 and Batman 89. I mean, that was exciting enough that they're rebooting Batman 89 in the comics. So those were 2 films that really got who those 2 characters were and really kind of set the bar. I don't feel like any of these really kind of ever got Superman or Batman at all. It would have been nice to see a Batfleck film, but we fucked that up. I mean, there are things in here that we lost out on that really bummed me out. A first Suicide Squad movie by David Ayers fucked up by the studios. A sequel to an awesome Wonder Woman movie where they fuck up the villain. A Justice League movie that should have never been done by Joss Whedon. You know, and then it took another $90 million to get the Zack Snyder version. So what the fuck? I don't know. But there are some high points in here. I love Birds of Prey. I love the Suicide Squad. I forgot to mention Patty Jenkins earlier too. I think she's fantastic, and she could definitely run an area of DC film that would be fucking awesome because she's working on what's the Star Wars series she's working on.
Oh yeah, that
which creative control was taken away from her because of Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, fucking really? Oh man.
That sucks.
She has somebody overseeing her now because that movie was not.
Maybe she just shouldn't have Jeff Johns writing the movie.
But in the end, for me,
that'd be my first thing.
Yeah. In the end, for me, like I felt like Suicide Squad just took all the villains from the DC to another level. That DC should accept that their villains are better than their heroes, and their new opening sequence shouldn't be Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. It should be all your villains because that's the better cash of what you've got right now.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't disagree with that.
Oh, damn. Goddamn. That was really good. You stopped talking the alarm went off. Chris.
Did you practice? That's cheating.
Yeah, he was in the mirror like all night. He stayed up till like 3 a.m. practicing in the mirror.
I'm high as fuck, y'all.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've been sipping on some rum. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Chris, run. Closing comments, 2 minutes. Go.
So some are saying I'm a hater. Listen, I love these characters. There's some great characters inside of DC. And my problem is that they're done dirty. And we need something better. We need something more cohesion. We need something with more light, more just everything than what we got. I think constantly we see the DC movies fall prey to the same problems over and over again, and that's trying too much in too little time. And like I said during our 30 minutes or however long that went, we need to just cut and start over. Take some stuff that works and try again. Now, are all the movies hot garbage? No. Is the universe hot garbage? Yes. Yes.
Don't look at me when you say yes.
Danny?
He said.
Danny, you want to go first?
Yeah, because I think you got you got something.
Yeah, because I got something I want
yeah.
you to play out for me at the end here.
Yeah.
All
right. Listen, I'm just gonna channel my inner Kevin Smith. I love to love shit. Like I just enjoy liking stuff. So I completely understand there's a lot of flaws in a lot of these movies. There's a lot of flaws in the storytelling. Obviously, there's too many goddamn hands in the pot.
Yes.
But I love these characters. I still sometimes my brain can't even understand that we get so many of these movies, like fucking superhero comic book movies. And I know that I should already like it's kind of the norm now. But when this all started, like that wasn't it. Like I was just impressed that yeah, we're gonna get more of these. So I got super excited. I enjoyed it. I find the things I like. And I know that's not everyone's experience, but like I just really like these movies. I watch them over and over again. I watched the Snyder Cut way too many times for anyone's liking, probably. But yeah, I just really enjoy the fact that not only can I go get my comics every Wednesday, but now every Friday when we go to the theaters, we can watch all this stuff. So I think the movies are definitely getting better. They're shaping up. They're learning from their mistakes. If anything, the last few movies have shown us that we're going in the right direction. And yeah, like I'm excited for the future. Give me that Batman movie. Give me whatever's planning, all the HBO Max stuff. Like it's just really building into something really cool. And we just had to like a lot of growing pains. Too many growing pains probably. But not for me because I like Zack Snyder. So
Dope with 20 seconds to spare, yielding your time to
what was that guy from LA in that Zoom meeting? I yield my time, fuck you. Like at that council meeting.
A-Cab, baby.
Hell yeah. Miracle Man, did you have closing comments or did you want your closing comments to be the thing?
I got closing comments, but I'll save time for that.
Boom, go.
All right. So we're talking about is the universe hot garbage. I would say to my esteemed colleague and peer Chris that no, the universe is not hot garbage. There are definitely flicks in the universe that are hot garbage, and unfortunately, a lot of them revolve around them. They are their big heavy hitter characters, but there are so many incredibly good movies that give us such a different taste, from Bop to Captain Marvel, Shazam, to I can't do it. Every time I do it, I have to fix it. To the Suicide Squad. And again, the first half of the first Suicide Squad. There are some great movies. I'll tell you what, Jason Momoa made me want to know more about Aquaman, the guy who's been getting made fun of since 1941. Okay? People walk out of those theaters. People walked out of seeing Suicide Squad the first time. People walked out of seeing Birds of Prey. Well, they didn't. They watched it at home. People walked out of seeing the Aquaman movie. Oh, there you go. You're like one of the 9. And people walked out wanting to know more about these characters. They got more engaged with these characters. And you're not going to have that happen in a universe that is hot garbage. Could it be better? I agree 100%. It could absolutely be better. But my friend Clay here knows as well as I do that we today are incredibly spoiled. We live in a time that should be referred to as an embarrassment of riches. Because not very many years ago, we had the Justice League TV pilot to look forward to. We had the Hoth as Nick Fury. We had Plastic Shield Captain America on a motorcycle. Okay? That's what we used to get. And today, we get fantastic films, some of which are not perfect, some of which are hacked by some hacks, but far better than anything we've ever had in the past, making it not hot garbage. And in my closing argument, I just want to say, if you don't get hyped when you hear this, you are not a fan of film, superheroes, or anything good in this world. Go for it. That is the most hyped shit ever.
Yeah, that is probably some of the best music out of the entire DCEU.
I'm supposed to be neutral, but this shit is. You're right. This is so hype.
That fucking
Hell
battle
yeah.
right there was awesome.
Hell yeah.
So this negates everything Chris said this evening. Thank you, everybody.
I think
All
so.
right, that was super awesome. I got let's
Some
see,
of the worst
let's see,
music
let's see.
ever.
That's what we
Son
call
of
it.
a
Shut
bitch.
the fuck up.
That's what we call it. A home
Meet me
run.
in the parking lot of Wegmans, you motherfucker.
I will. That shit is trash.
I'm gonna
But
make
just-
sure I didn't miss any questions. I think the only two I have are from G. As I'm reading these out, if you have any questions for the panel, let me know. We'll just read them straight off the deal. G says, for the panel, we'll just go around in a circle. Miracle Man, Clay, Chris, and then Danny. What's your favorite snack to enjoy during a DCEU movie?
Depends on the movie.
Some of these movies are so long, I just have an entire meal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, if it's one of the Snyder flicks, it's Tears and Sadness.
Are those gummies?
You're on the pro DCU side. You're not.
Listen,
this is it. Right at
man.
the end, Daddy. He got
I
you
watched-
from the back.
I'm just gonna say, for the anti-DCU side, there was a lot of agreeing with us in both the chat and in this conversation. So
Hey, we're talking about snacks, motherfucker.
All right. Does anybody have any good snacks? Any good snacks to suggest for the next big movie we come out?
if I watch Suicide Squad, it's usually a roofie, so I can forget what just happened.
You know what's pretty good? The theater has that triple flavor popcorn bucket that has like caramel and cheese and some other shit.
God damn.
What kind of theater?
Where do you
fucking
live?
going
I want to
to?
Oh,
know
you
there.
know.
Your town.
We go to the fancy theater over here.
Yeah. Hey, if
But
it's
also, if you go to the Alamo, you can get a full meal. So
what do you got, Clay?
Usually we hit my comic book store and they always have it says redneck six pack and it's root beer and moon pies.
There
And
it is.
so
We're doing
we
like
would just
righteous.
those are our movie snacks.
Nice. I will say this much: if it's another fucking 4-hour movie, this will be my snack. This is my snack for God, motherfucker. Don't make me watch your one movie.
it's got
3
chapter
settings.
breaks for you to stop.
Still, fuck. If you need a chapter break, your movie's too damn long. Next one is
Tell that to the 10 Commandments.
Dream. Fuck yeah. Well, you haven't talked to me lately. Dream director. This is for the whole panel. Dream director and DC subject. Miracle Man, go.
Dream director. Listen, I would like to see a modern day telling by William Shakespeare doing the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Can you see Boomer doing iambic pentameter?
Please don't.
I can see
Please
it.
don't. Please don't. What's up, Clay?
Go ahead.
Oh, you weren't done. Sorry. Go ahead. Miracle.
No. I was just gonna say I don't know if I have a dream director. I'm kind of just being a goof because honestly, fuck it. Just any director. Just literally anybody with a handy cam. Put somebody in a suit and fucking follow them around. I'll watch it.
I have favorite directors, so I could just knock this out.
Go.
Edgar Wright, since we lost him on Ant-Man, I would love to see him to do a Sword of Adam. Get all the stuff that we would have gotten from a cool Ant-Man, because I fucking love Edgar Wright movies. A Quentin
gold for him.
I would love a Quentin Tarantino Suicide Squad movie.
Fuck yes.
I would love a John Carpenter movie about the Creeper.
I don't know if I could watch Tarantino only because I don't want to see Suicide Squad sodomy. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
Maybe Tarantino with like a strong editorial or something.
A Robert Rodriguez haunted tank film.
Very nice.
That's good.
I'm writing
I
these
like
down,
that.
man.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
So I go straight because it's my favorite DC thing ever, because I was a kid when it came out and it was just perfect timing. But bring Burton back, do Batman Beyond. That's my number one. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Snyder get his shot at doing a shot-for-shot remake of Dark Knight Returns, much like he did with Watchmen. But that doesn't have to be DCEU. That can just be its own thing. Just do a shot-for-shot remake. Just hand it to me, because I'm sure I'm the only one that still wants that. And then we'll be good. But honestly, Burton coming back and doing Batman Beyond would probably be the top of my list.
Danny.
I have two.
Okay.
Because I always wanted this, and they keep taking it away from me. I want that Guillermo del Toro Justice League Dark movie.
Yes.
Yes. Motherfuckers.
That would be so dope.
That would be awesome.
And after watching the latest Eternals trailer, I want Chloe Zhao to do. I feel like Swamp Thing would be kind of cool with all the visuals. Like the visuals in the Eternals movie are fucking dope. And I feel like if you really explore the world of the green and all that stuff, that would be super cool.
Bring back Blue Devil. Bring back Blue Devil.
Oh God, that'd be so good. HBO Max, make a fucking Blue Devil show. I'd watch the fuck out of that show.
I want that so bad. When I saw who was playing him, I was like, "This is perfect." I want to see Blue Devil.
I'd bring Kevin Feige over, have him take over the DCU movies, and James Gunn directs them all. All right. Question for Ree. No, don't be a coward. Don't skip this one. Which DC hero do you think would be the best at giving head?
Elongated Man.
Okay.
I think it's the Reed Richards principle that he could just mold it to whatever he needs.
Damn, that's good. That's a good one.
I guess Plastic Man too. Either one.
Yeah.
But you know Plastic Man's down for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Out of the ones that are actually in the movies though, or is it? Just
I think just DC hero. Any DC hero.
Oh, he might.
Mr. Terrific. That's how he earned the name.
Good point.
That's what his jacket. That's what the jacket's for.
Good point.
Fair play.
Let's say Dick Grayson. I think he's just not a selfish lover. I think he's very giving person.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Chris literally just said my answer, and for the exact same reason. I think Nightwing eats it like a starving man. I think he gets in there, and I think when he's done, he goes back again, fucking anyway, just to make sure she's good.
Yep, 100%. Yeah. So Ree asked this question to who's the guy who did the Betty fucking Elvira shit?
David Avalone.
Ree asked this question, and I still got to edit it. You'll see it when it goes live. And he answered. And I'm going to steal his answer because I think it's exactly on point. And it doesn't matter if the person has a penis or a vagina. Superman's going to win. Has ultimate control over all his muscles and has the stamina to go forever. Need the tongue to be a vibrator? Is going to do it. Superman wins. Yep. I'm getting head from Superman.
He's gonna give that same speech from Justice League, like, I live in a world of cardboard. I can finally let loose.
I almost want to go and say, though, you could pull pages from Swamp Thing and say there's proof in the books that he's, well,
Go ahead.
He gives them
Educate me.
drugs when he gives them drugs when they have sex. So it's more than just one act. With the Swamp Thing, you're getting a mental trip, a physical.
Oh
trip,
yeah, with
everything.
the yeah.
They didn't ever actually have sex though. It was really just a mental trip.
Yeah.
I just read that one.
But I'm
So,
gonna
I mean,
quote.
he just gets her going mentally, and he's kind of like, let's just chill next to each other.
I'm gonna quote a wise person named G Money Glennis, and like, the real is in my head. Does that make it any less real? I'm like, yeah. If someone's gonna give me a head, I'm like, hey, but it's only gonna be in your head. I'm like, well, let's go, let's do this. All right. Legold says, what lesser known DC character should get a movie?
Mr. Miracle. I mean, I know he's not as less known now that Tom King made him cool.
Yeah.
But he was cool before, like, just people didn't know. Like, people didn't know who the fuck he was. Mr.
Sure,
Miracle and Barda, of course. Like, they both have to be in the movie.
Booster and Beetle.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna steal Kevin
how long
Smith's
do we have to
answers.
wait for that team up? I mean, we're getting a Blue Beetle, which I'm excited, but that's not going to be Ted Cord.
Yeah. And then their book gets delayed. Although I am pretty happy about that Blue Beetle.
Ted is supposed to have a supporting role, is he not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Not
he
sure.
is gonna be
If
in
Ted's
it.
got a supporting role, I next guarantee we get Carter.
I like Animal Man, but it depends on what run of Animal
up?
Man you want.
That's a fantastic answer too. I have an image in the chat. I would like to use that for my answer.
Okay.
I'm just gonna drop down the
boy.
trump card on this one.
Which chat right here? I see
I
it. All
thought we agreed that's used for a different thing now.
right. Yeah, we're not on Twitter anymore.
You know
Oh
that-
hell yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me throw this up.
Well,
That's it.
while Robo gets that up, also the Spectre.
Hey yo.
The
Sorry.
Spectre is a very good one.
Real answer, Secret Six.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know
Get
what's the
some
weird
more
one
angles.
that they
Oh,
keep
shit.
bringing back
Cod
is
piece.
oh my god!
Wait. Did you already know?
How is he not Cock Rocket?
Yeah, I know cod piece.
No, I'm saying, did you know that's what he
Because-
sent me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you
What
guys
was it?
just like mind melded right there. I'm like,
No,
what
no.
Why wasn't Pete Davidson playing this guy instead?
Right? You should have. Should've.
That would
Listen,
actually
he
be
can get a
pretty
little
dope.
drill out of there. He can do all kinds of cool things with that piece.
Yeah. What did that come first, or Sex Machine from Dusk Till Dawn?
This
Okay.
was
Yes,
written
yeah.
by this was like issue like what 56, 53,
It's
something
literally
like that.
the issue after Morrison left, and I forget
Yep.
the woman's name that wrote this.
Pollock, Rachel Pollock.
Yes. Yes.
Rachel Pollock. Yep.
Nice.
She also introduces the first trans superhero in the DCU in this issue.
Oh.
Coagula.
Dope.
Oh, here's one.
So-
we got a late entry. Go ahead, Merrick, man. Do you have more to say?
Oh yeah, so no, definitely Secret Six. Because as you guys said earlier, I agree with you that their villains are the more interesting characters. Can you imagine Gail Simone's Secret Six, a Catman, a Bane? I mean, just the actual team. Just the actual team. Don't change anything up for the movie. Take the
Only-
whole team, Ragdoll, the fucking Parademon, and make that a lot. Give me that as a HBO Max show. I guarantee that's going to be the hottest DC property, hands down, guaranteed.
Only
Okay.
if Tom Hardy comes back as Bane.
Chat's making me a liar. Does anybody need to go like really
No.
soon? No. All right.
Actually, I gotta run. I think
You gotta
Chris
go.
gotta run too. Yeah.
I got maybe 5.
Okay. Let's do a rapid fire. These last
All right.
ones,
All right.
we're gonna rapid fire these quick. Who do you think? What do you think Polka Dot's favorite sex toy is?
Polka Dot Man. Doesn't
Fleshlight,
matter. He's gonna look like
really.
his mom,
Yeah, if he has a penis, probably a fleshlight or his hand.
Yeah.
but it's
His
gonna
mo-
look like his mom, so it doesn't
But it's
matter.
gonna look like
Yeah,
his
If
mom.
it's gonna look at
Order-
his mom, Jesus Christ!
He ordered
didn't write the
a
movie.
real doll of his mom.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, dude!
I
Yeah.
didn't write the movie.
Respawn. Which comic character deserves to be permanently killed off?
Oh, fuck. It's no Val's
Sheer
gonna be real.
evilness,
I'm not gonna
evilness.
be
I always
mean.
think if somebody would be able to do something with him, though.
Strictly out of interest of getting new and different stories, Joker.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
I would
Joker's
pick
too much of a
Superman
drug.
for sure. I want to see a Superman death thing, the whole thing. The way they did it was doo doo. And then just don't bring him back. And you
I don't
to worry-
have one that wants to be killed off, but although, yeah, you know what? Hal Jordan, fuck him.
Uncle
That way I
Ben.
can get. That way I can get.
Go
That
ahead.
way I can get Kyle. That way I can get Kyle.
Which actor needs to be in the DCU that is not?
Oh fuck.
Hugh Jackman.
Vinny Chase is Aquaman.
Who would Jackman
Chase.
play in the DCU though?
Yeah. Vandal Savage.
No, that's
Wait,
a good
wait.
one. I like that.
That
Yeah.
is inspired.
Oh, yeah,
right there.
I have a whole thing on that, but we can talk later about it.
Yeah.
And the last one, do you agree that old lady Harley should be played by Cyndi Lauper and old lady Batgirl should be played by Helen Mirren? And why is it yes?
Oh,
The
that's
answer is
awesome.
always yes on this.
I do agree.
Holy fuck, I love that.
Whenever
But there's
Ace brings up
also
Helen
there's
Mirren, you say
also
yes.
and there's if you guys have seen Kimmy Schmidt, there's an actress that I think would make a great old lady Harley, her neighbor, and I don't know.
Carol Kane.
Yes,
Carol
Thank
Kane.
you.
Oh yeah, she'd be great.
Good
Clay
stuff.
always
Love
knows
her.
what I'm talking
Good
about.
stuff. Good stuff. Ladies, gentlemen, and NIMBYs, that is the end of the very first great nerd debate. I am proud to say that I have decided who the winner is,
It's
and
the
it's
audience.
Ace won. Ace
I
gave me
agree.
the blood and the passion that I was looking for. Now, but here's what we will do, and this is serious. In the Discord, I'm going to figure out how to put up a poll. So go to iflcomics.com, join our Discord if you're not already there. I'm going to put up a poll, and I'm going to leave it up there for a couple days. And I would like to hear who you guys, what side did you think won? Miracle Man of Not Near Mint. Check out the iflcomics.com and go to our friends Herald of Darkside, Danny, and Clay Harrison at Next Issue Podcast, also on iflcomics.com under our partners, and Chris Runt of, I don't know why I always forget your shit. I always call you Fortress Comics, Fortress of Comics News Podcast on all your favorite podcast aggregators and YouTube.
And Club
Find-
Valiant. You can find me on Club Valiant.
And Club Valiant. Fuck yeah.
Valiant.
I will say this much. Team Miracle Man, but I think you're biased. I'm not sure. So check this out. We do have a bunch of other stuff going on. This won't be the last show of its kind. And I promise, and I apologize, we will get some non-cis men opinions up on here. I promise. Well, I will do better. But thank you so much for being in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone here on the panel. That was fun as fuck. I think we'll do a lot more of these. So on that, we are out of here.
What's up, friendly neighborhood nerds? If you want to hear interviews from industry pros, get first looks, and have access to endless comic content, wake up. Please wake up. You're in a coma. Your mother misses you.